You. I mean, hey, everybody, welcome to James Plays Riven, the sequel to Myst. I'm back, the notepad is back, Pen Jr. is back, we're doing this, and I'm really excited for it. Just coming off of finishing Myst for the first time and experiencing that game in full with all the lore and mystery and promise, I'm totally on board to check out more of that and see where they took things. Hey! It's Atris, and we remember this place.
Thank God you've returned. I need your help.
Okay, we might be the same person from Myst.
There's a great deal of history that you should know. But I'm afraid that I must continue my writing.
Always write in your books. You are certainly no George R.R. Martin.
Most of what you'll need to know is in there. Keep it well hidden. For reasons you'll discover, I can't send you to Riven with a way out. But I can give you this. It appears to be a linking book back here to Dunny. But it's actually a one-man prison.
More prison books.
You'll need it, I'm afraid, to capture Gan.
Gan? Is that what he said?
Once you've found Catherine, signal me, and I'll come with a linking book to bring us back.
Okay, we're starting right off with kind of like a clear mission. That's different from Myst.
There's also a chance, if this all goes well, that I might be able to get you back to the place that you came from.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, it's safe to say we are the same nameless somebody from Myst. And we're starting right off, it's got a very clear laying out, here's what's going on. Which is very different from Myst, where it was very vague, and you kind of discovered on your own. I'm sorry, are we in prison? Okay. I have no cursor. Oh, okay. There's a lot more FMV going on here. You'll also note it's taken up the whole screen this time. That's those 5 discs at work. Wait, I'm sorry. Hold on. Yeah, that's not English. I don't recognize. Oh no. Well, things are off to a great start here. Huh. When do I get to play? Okay, you freed me, but you... Oh. You didn't just take the book, you said no to literacy here. Alright, now we've got control. Okay, that's, yeah. So things started off, Atris laid everything out real nice and simple for us. And I was like, okay, that's very different from Myst. That left you very confused. And then it just did all this, so I'm back to being confused. Yep, this is a sequel to Myst, all right. Let's talk about my expectations, or my hopes. I get that this is going to be a sequel to Myst, and... You know, I know what that essentially means, but I am hoping that it's not just more Myst. I want to look at Myst as like a proof of concept, and then here, this came out 4 years after Myst. They clearly had a lot of big ideas that they offered up in that first game with all the lore and everything. And I want to see that expanded on. I want to see something that really makes this game its own thing, instead of just feeling like more Myst. So we'll see how that goes for us. Riven, also as you saw, we got the whole full motion video. Like I said, that's the 5 discs in action. Myst came out on 1 CD. Riven came out on 5 CDs. So, my assumption is that Riven is going to be 5 times as good as Myst, because that's just science, baby. But we're seeing the full motion take up the whole of the screen, more or less. It's not exclusively in like those small little windows on the books. And like some small little animations here and there. Okay. That's interesting, the little fade. So this does not work anymore. And I'm trying to click and drag. Let's turn around and see. Is this where we were? Yes. So we just have back and front. Okay. This is interesting. Because we do have, like, transition. Whether it's the blurring or the moving of, like, the panoramic view or whatever you want to call it. Visually, I can see an upgrade from Myst while still maintaining a certain style or a certain graphical... What would the word be? Graphical parody? I'm not exactly sure, but you know what I mean. This definitely, if you put this next to Myst, you would say, okay, yeah, those two games are related. So we go this way because the right way is always the right way. Still not exactly 100% sure in terms of how I'm navigating. It seems a little... At least this area here is a little bit vague, in my opinion. We'll go up some stairs. Was there something on the cliffside? No. How about now? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll check this out first. Got a button. Always press the buttons. That's what they're there for. Oh. Okay. Okay, so we got a peephole. There's a beetle. So am I looking at the same room? And I'm just gonna check something... Oh. Okay. So pressing escape still skips the transitions. I just thought that would be going back to the main room. So there's Beetle again. This is a different viewpoint. So the whole room is rotating? Okay, that checks out. Why would the whole room be rotating? It's probably way too early to make sense of anything. Especially when you're throwing stuff like this at me. I don't quite know what I'm looking at just yet. But I'm definitely liking the use of the animation and full motion. Really, you can see that it's come a long way from that first game. Okay, and it just closes by itself. This is... I can't read. It's written in a language I don't understand. Question that I have is it a real language, or is it made up for this game? Because it sounded... I don't quite know how to describe it. Like Hawaiian or Samoan, like in those regions. Just from my very vague exposure and understanding of what things sound like. This looks like cutting down trees, and these people are worshipping. This is a book. There's fire. There's... I'm not quite sure what's happening up here. Maybe it's like being slashed or something. Yeah, wood goes into here, it comes out, and makes a book. That's what I'm getting from that. This is... oh, it's a hand! Oh! Oh, okay. I saw these things, the... okay, yeah, fingers, hand. Okay, there's that. Is this more just kind of like world building, or are these clues to a puzzle? Don't know. Can't read any of that. That's on a few walls there. This, I can peek. Well, this is the first episode. I'm not gonna worry too much about being able to solve puzzles and whatnot. I just want to do some exploring and just gather. It's kind of how I like to do my adventure gaming, is just gather. Whether it's just seeing what there is to see or pick up what there is to pick up, and then kind of go back through the process of putting the pieces together once I actually have a whole bunch of pieces in my possession. Do I want to go into the chair with the cage around it? Yes. That sounds like a good idea. Hi, what is... okay. Okay. That opens a door. Leave that as is. Was there a lever over here? No. Okay, so I'm not crazy there. Didn't want to go forward. I was trying to see what this... oh, what this was. But it won't let me look up. Definitely more sound, more ambience. Oh, okay. Now I get to see what this thing is as it lowers. That's a good sound. Okay, okay. We'll play around with this. So this can only be pulled when these are down. Don't see anything else to interact with, I don't think. Whatever's powering up, I can't tell. Maybe there's more to the pieces. That thing that lowers, maybe pulling the lever activates this, but I need something else to go along with that. Can I? Cannot. I was trying to see if I could go around the back of it, but it does not seem like it wants me to do that. Okay. That sound was, I'm just going to confirm, yeah, closing. So it closes when we are, far away from it. Okay. Now we continue down this way. We've seen this room. Open door. We opened that. Another one of these cages. Oh yeah, what is the deal with this? Oh! Oh! Oh, okay, it's a mist game. Should we do a little story time? Yeah, might as well. 87-6-10. They held for more than 30 years, but the corrections I made to Riven have finally failed. The island has resumed the familiar pattern of decay that is the hallmark of my father's work. I must now race to implement this new patch before it's too late. I only hope that my revised theories are sound. 6 days later, revisions to Riven completed. There are still a number of minor adjustments which need to be made, but the basic corrections have been entered and should be working. Something's not right. I've been monitoring the instruments for several hours now, but have thus far observed no change. It's possible that I've made an error, though I've checked my entry against the pre-notation and can find no discrepancy. I've not had a rest in nearly 3 days, so it may be that I'm just not seeing it. If the fault is with my foundational assumptions, however, perhaps a short rest, I will see something. Or perhaps after a short rest, I will see something. 2 days after that, success. It appears that my repairs have been effective after all. The gateway image has become noticeably clearer, and although it is impossible to know this with absolute certainty, the island seems to have quieted itself. Just a few more weeks of work, and I should be free at last to go there myself and attempt to bring Catherine back. The past 8 months have left me little time to think, to devise a strategy for getting her out of there. I've received no sign from her in all that time. I'm afraid that... No, I must assume that she is all right. lest my fears undermine my efforts to bring her back. The next day, I did not create the Age of Riven, unlike my father. I've never presumed to have such power, and yet the future of all those who live there has fallen into my hands. So far, I've managed to read the page before it turns. The island continues to appear stable, and I would like to believe that I have saved a dying world, but the theories of one individual cannot support the lives of real people indefinitely. I must get everyone off of Riven as soon as possible. So, what we know, Catherine, his wife, is here, and she's in danger, possibly imprisoned. It says, unlike his father. So I'm presuming that his father is the one that created Riven. Riven's falling apart because that's just how things go with Atris's dad. He's trying to fix it, or at least hold on long enough to relocate the people before the age collapses. The problem now is Gen. Okay, so that's what he said in the intro. I'll never be able to rescue Catherine and relocate the islanders if he is still the man he once was. Presumably, Gen is the father. Haven't seen him in over 30 years, but his history forces me to assume that he is still a threat. His myopic mission to restore the Dunny civilization has left too many innocent cultures dying in its wake, and would continue to do so were he to once again be free of the confines of Riven, or the Fifth Age, as he coldly titled it. The universe has been safe from his corruptive influence for the last 33 years because no one has been able to leave that age. The last linking book out of Riven having been lost in the Star Fissure upon my return to Mist. Okay, hold on. Alright. So, his dad is here in Riven, and has been maybe not a prisoner in a typical sense, but he's not able to leave Riven, but we don't know what kind of influence he's had on Riven by being here. I'm going to assume that the book that Atris gave us was meant to trap Gen, and, well, we see how well that's going for us. The intro of Mist, of Atris falling, was the Star Fissure, where he lost his linking book, which was meant to, it's the last linking book out of Riven. And, okay. That was my intention, to maroon my father on Riven by removing all the existing links to other worlds. And since the art of constructing books had long been lost with the fall of the Dunny, he would be trapped there for the remainder of his lifetime and effectively segregated from the countless other worlds that he would have invaded. In effect, that is what we achieved, but the way it fell, however, was no one's ideal. Though the sting of the incident has gradually faded from my memory, the deep pain of the responsibility for what actually came to be has never left me. At the time, it all seemed so clear. Gen's destructive path could not be allowed to continue, but it was never my choice that the innocent inhabitants of Riven, who had already suffered so much, would be the ones to pay for it. Enough. To dwell in the past is to die in the present. Ain't that the truth? Doesn't mean that we can stop so easily, though, can we? The situation is not the same as it was then. The knowledge I've acquired in the years since that time has yet to be applied to this problem. And now this is 2 days? 1 day later. Okay, so he's just going. I think I have the solution. Why it did not occur to me sooner, I do not know, unless the idea of it had been pushed out with the thought of my sons. A prison book. Okay, makes perfect sense. You put your sons in prison. Never thought to do that with your dad. Many years ago, during a hunting expedition through the ruins of Dunny, I chanced upon a formula for a most unusual type of book. Unfortunately, due to the fact that my father was then in the habit of confiscating my discoveries, I was forced to leave it behind. Years later, however, as part of my efforts to protect the vulnerable worlds linked to the books in my library, I was pleased to find that I could still recall most of the formula, and with little experimentation, quickly succeeded in creating one of these devices myself. The procedure is actually quite simple. By altering key lines of text but slightly, a normal linking book's connection can be partially severed, such that anyone who attempts to use the book will be permanently trapped in the dark void of the link. That is, unless someone else then uses the book, at which point that person would become trapped and the first person displaced back into the world. We've seen that all in action. The technique can be applied to books that have already been written, changes to the original text being so slight that anyone who is unfamiliar with the code will be unable to detect them. If indeed my father has not changed, what better bait could there be than a book that appeared to be a link back here to Dunny? 7. Okay, I don't know how long a month is in this world. Could be a couple of days, could be almost 2 weeks. Trouble. My nightly analysis of the island's condition has revealed that the tremors have begun again. The pattern, however, is new. The disturbances are the result of the changes I have made. This did not at first concern me. However, tremors of this type were one of the possible side effects that I had anticipated during this initial phase of the island's readjustment. Still, in order to verify my assumptions, I decided to calculate again, incorporating the new data. The results were not what I expected. The damage to the understructure is more extensive than I'd realized. I can no longer go to Riven as planned. Catherine, forgive me. I must act while I still have the time. The signs are barely visible, but there's no question that the island's deterioration is accelerating. Total collapse is imminent unless I can keep ahead, and that is becoming increasingly difficult to do so. That explains why he's doing so much damn writing. He's basically, the ship's sinking, and he's got a bucket that he's shoveling the water out with, just trying to keep it going long enough, but he needs somebody else to do the steering. And that's us. We are the captain. Oh, yes. Or we're the first mate. Or we're just somebody. We're just somebody. With every passing moment, I gain a clearer picture of the incredible chaos that my father's economy of words has yielded, but it is a dismaying process. The complexity of the problem is overwhelming. There is no end to this. The last few days have all but convinced me that the collapse of Riven is inevitable, and that, at best, I can only strive to delay it now and hope that at some point the island will become stable enough to risk a rescue attempt. I think I've come up with a way to subdue the tremors. It will require my exclusive attention for at least a month or two, so it may be necessary to discontinue these journal entries for a while. Something truly miraculous has happened. Beyond all conceivable probability, someone has finally found my lost missed linking book and has freed me from this prison. I immediately realized that this could be the solution to my dilemma, and I believe my mysterious benefactor is willing to assist me. You are correct. I'm still not sure it can work. The logistics of such a scheme are formidable, but the mere fact that it may now be possible for me to continue my repairs to Riven and yet proceed with my original intent to find Catherine has given me renewed hope. The last few days have left me little time to work out the remaining problems with sending someone else to Riven. It did occur to me, however, that if a way could be found to signal me once Gen had been captured, it would no longer be necessary to take a real linking book to Riven and risk the possibility of inadvertently releasing Gen. The deteriorated state of the gateway image makes the use of a visual signal impossible, but the picture remains a reliable indicator of Riven's condition nonetheless. By measuring and interpreting variations in the noise patterns, I am still able to observe basic changes that occur in the age, even though I cannot see them. The problem is that my instruments can only detect changes that occur on a fundamental level, and it seems unlikely that an individual could affect such an elementary change from within an age. The idea may be foolish. Still, there is a known weakness that may be worth investigating, an anomaly that appears as a rift between two separate systems, the star fissure. But how, or even if, this fact could be exploited, I cannot say. Sending someone to Riven also means that once I received the signal that they were ready to return, I would have to leave my writing in order to take a real linking book there myself. However, provided my father was safely out of the way, this should take very little time. After that, assuming the island does not incur much damage in my absence, it should then be a relatively simple matter to hold it together long enough for Catherine to return to Riven and evacuate the remaining islanders. Predetermining a signal without knowing the topography of the island may prove to be impossible, but I'm afraid there can only be one answer to the question of whether or not I should send my friend to Riven with a way out. The potential for failure will be greatly diminished if the prison book is all that is taken there. I'm sure my father is expecting me to bring a linking book to Riven. May he not be disappointed. Okay. We done read a book. I see nothing necessarily along the walls, and I don't see a way to get in here or see anything else about it. But we do have this door that we have opened that lets us out in this direction. Do I pursue this path or do I backtrack a little bit is the question, and I think I want to backtrack. I don't want to focus too much on going down just one path. I want to see what else there is. Okay. Oh, here we are. Hello. Is this nothing? Is that what you're telling me? Oh. Oh. Okay. I thought this might be something, but this is something. We can just crawl under this. That's interesting. So far, this is still a game where we are not picking up objects and carrying them around, except for this book. Let me just try to make a quick note. I just wrote down a couple of key letters here to try to remind myself of this perspective. I don't think I see anything else to go off of with orientation, just the fact that there's writing on both walls that I can see. There's this down here, but maybe we we make a little note of that as well. Kind of say it's angled a certain way. Because I don't know if this is the opposite side of what I was dealing with, or if it's off to the side. You know what I mean? So this is we're now at the end of that path. Go back up here. Oh, actually. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't even... Okay. The whole room is rotating. We know this because when we look at the different perspectives from the peephole, we see different perspectives of the room. This is the exact same thing that I was just seeing at the other place. I'm going to leave it like this for now. But here's what I just realized. We're going down. So this is a lower point here. Then we're going up a ladder. It's open on this side. Ah. Okay. And that's... Oh. Wow, hold on. So this is the way we came in. Okay. Sorry, I just needed to reorient myself. This is into another place. We have a button here. We have a lever here. Don't know what that did. But when we push this button, we get to look at the button while noises are made. And there we go. So... And I can't skip the audio transition, I don't think. Okay, so that's two states, down and up. That's different. Now, I'm not being stupid. There definitely was not a lever on the outside, right? Let's go back in here. We have two doorways. So I've turned it twice, and I found that there. This one's open, that one's open. I'm saying open, it's up. I don't know if I'm solving a puzzle or not. It wasn't my intention to start solving puzzles. You give me buttons and levers. I'm gonna play with them. And I think this should bring us back to the previous state. No, one more, I guess. Okay. So... I will continue and just check this out. Try not to get too laser focused on one thing. seems like I'm changing the direction. Is this a hot air balloon? That's the vibe that I get from that. That's the current state. And if we change it, then maybe we are directing out this way as opposed to up. Since I haven't seen anything that this would relate to, I am going to leave it this way. Until I maybe see where this line is going. Or where this line is going. Because I won't be able to tell what I've done without having that knowledge. Does that make sense? There's no way to just open this on the other side, huh? Alright. So we pulled 2 levers. And things were happening. I feel like there's got to be more levers. Okay. Okay. Got ourselves another place that we opened up. This is a whole thing. Hello. Hi. Down there. That's what I was... Okay. Okay, let us go and just... Is this open in this state? I thought I clicked low enough, sorry. No, it's not. But that symbol that I was like, oh, hot air balloon. No, that's the thing. My starting point. So now I think I have an understanding of what... that would be. So now I feel comfortable changing this. Right. That's not a hot air balloon. That's what these things are for. They're like the stabilizing of the bloopity-bloop. I don't know what you want to call it, but you don't call it a hot air balloon. So there's a mystery to be had there. We will go check out in a moment. And I'm still thinking in the back of my head, we pulled 2 of these levers. I feel like there might be a third one. But I'm not quite ready to figure out how. The only other thing is I did skip one of these. So that didn't work. So let me just check this real quick. I feel like I'm going through the whole, like, ADD thing here. Of just being way too, like... I'm overwhelmed. I'm overloaded with taking in information. But I don't think I see... Or do I? I don't know what that did. Okay. So... maybe I'm just barking up the wrong tree. I pulled 2 levers. I don't know what they did. I thought maybe I needed to... there might be a third one with the way the stuff rotates. Maybe even a 4th one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a 5-sided room. It's possible, but I just don't... I don't know. I'm pulling levers, pushing buttons, and getting way ahead of myself, so... just keep on keeping on. bridge. It goes back up. So I think I know what that would have done. Nope. Don't know what it does. Thought maybe I moved that pipeline direction and this would function for dealing with this bridge, but no. Nope. Okay. That's mysterious. That's mysterious. Just for now. Actually, no, because we know where that's going. So we know that we can feed that way. And it's... At least I think. Okay. So now we've got 2 of them. How about now, then? There we go. Alright, alright. I just got a little ahead of myself, but... Like I said, we're taking a lot in at the moment. A lot of information. And we're finding buttons and levers, and we don't exactly know what all of them are doing right off the bat. I want to explore a bit, mess around with things, explore a bit further, mess around with things. Just try to get all that sorted piece by piece. Now what do I do? That's something to write down. Sort of, maybe. Okay, I wrote down numbers, but we have 2 4s, so that's not ideal. So we will go ahead and just do some bit of business like this. There we go. And the gold line is the walkway we're currently on. Let me see about maybe getting that drawn on here as well. Like that. We see there... This is broken. There's a wheel over there. We can't get around because we go down. There's this whole fun little doohickey. I'm going to check one thing real quick. Okay. I just wanted to double check that I did not have an opportunity to get on that bridge. So, what do? Hello. Okay. We got grooves, we got this. We're standing on a thing. So, elevator go up. If we somehow make that work. But I don't see... Not seeing anything on the walls or anything. So I'm gonna say that's fine. Because the way I think this would be working is we have this angled like this. So it goes up. We also have an elevator that would go up. And that creates a connection, maybe. Or it is this access point here. Those are these, yes? Yes. Oh, and there's another doorway over there. Can't look up. Now we can. Here's a walkway there that goes out. That... I'm either missing something or we just haven't gotten there yet. But as it stands, I'm stuck over here with this up like that, and I do not see any way to utilize that change at the moment. But that one over there would be... I'm thinking for a moment about how this works. I think this is one of the valves that I hit. And this is the other valve that I hit to operate this bridge. And then one of these would have been the other one that I hit in the chamber. Here. Just taking another little look-see. Well, actually, no. Before we go back that way... Yeah, this is... Okay. Okay, we need a combination, I think. Open this hatch. Well, if there's anything to see... Oh, now this doesn't function at all. Okay, it's at the top. And this was where we started. So that, yeah, I had things a little bit mixed up there. This wouldn't be anything now, no. Why would we be able to go over here? So we can look down. And... okay. I was hoping to get a better look at this thing, and I don't know if we're off to a good start or not here. Feel like an hour in, we might have hit a point of just not quite knowing what we would be doing next. There we go. I see it. I see something off in the distance. Called something. Well, now I know what we could do next. I do think we will save that for next time, though. But before we call this an end, I do want to see about one other thing, if possible. Actually, okay, nothing over this side. Don't think I see anything over on this side. Oh yeah, this is it right here. Right? Yeah. So that, okay. Now I know what this view is. Because we just called this, so this view has changed. Okay. And doesn't seem like anything new has happened here. Alright. Well, that's our first hour with Riven complete. And hopefully we'll have an hour's worth of exploration to be had once we go into this bad boy and it takes us somewhere else, okay? So, I love ya, and I'll see you next time. Mwah. Bye-bye.